when the season started. We were sitting in here, y'all were about ready to just crown the Knicks and the Cavaliers as the kings of the court in the East. And through the first month, I want to do a state of the East standings. Melo, I want to start with you with the pleasant surprise, because eventually Scal's going to speak and give us some kind of negative commentary on these standings. But I want to start the conversation positive. Yeah, positive side first.
Keep it positive over here. I'm going to start with Detroit. I mean, we all understand what Detroit has been doing. We saw what they did last year in the playoffs. Now we're able to see their growth and with the next steps that they're able to make, them having an opportunity to lose in the playoffs against the Knicks team. Shout out to the Knicks on that. But now you get an opportunity to come back and you see guys' development, you see guys' growth. And Cade is that guy who's leading them at the helm. And Cade has positioned himself to be one of the best, if not the top guard in here outside of Shea right
By
now.
the way, congratulations to Cade. Just got that new shoe deal with Nike.
Absolutely.
So
Shout out.
speaking
Shout
of
out.
developing into that superstar, that's a part of it.
That.
Yes, only
Big time.
6 players in the league have that. Yeah.
That is major.
Yeah, and then let's talk about Jalen Duren as well, who's playing great. Because a lot of people talk about, okay, the Detroit Pistons and just Cade Cunningham. And we have some fans who say, oh, we just have Cade Cunningham, but what else? Shot fired. He knows who he is out there. What up, Just? But yet Jalen Duren has stepped up to the plate. He's been a monster. But there's another team that we've talked about. I know y'all give me some heat. I know T-Mac's out there smiling, but the Atlanta Hawks have been playing some great basketball.
He's saying 9 deep.
And, you know, with 9 deep, right, 8 of them right now have been playing. No Trae Young, but look at where they are defensively. Look at how they're sharing the ball in his absence. Yes, you cannot replace Trae Young on either side with, well, you cannot replace Trae Young with his scoring and his assisting ability. But right now, they found a way, and they're sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, Hawks are 7-2 without Trae. He's missed the last 9 games.
Yeah, even speaking more on the Hawks, the whole thing with them without Trae Young was all about their fourth quarter net rating. They weren't good on the court when Trae Young was on the bench in the fourth. So they scored 47 points against the Phoenix Suns the other night. They walked down a 20-point lead in 4 minutes. So the Hawks are playing well. Also to mention, the Atlanta Hawks, 7-2 on the road. You know who has 7 wins on the road? Oklahoma City Thunder and the Los Angeles Lakers. So those are the cream of the crop. The Atlanta Hawks playing big-time basketball right now.
And who do we expect to continue to step up as the season goes on? Still trying to find the chemistry and gel.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to give a little bit of credit to Toronto, just a shout-out, because
100%.
they're winning road games as well. You know, when you look, I totally agree with you guys with the Pistons. I give all... Cade Cunningham's amazing. J.B. Bickerstaff is doing a hell of a job with that team. So you got to throw the Pistons up there. And I think what we're realizing is the East, we went into the season thinking the East was just all right. Yeah. The East is a lot better when you think about some of these other teams like Atlanta and Detroit playing well.
You're talking about teams like Chicago, Toronto, not to cut you off, but Chicago is playing well right now. Toronto is playing well. The Sixers is playing well.
Around the Sixers,
absolutely.
What will we get from them?
Atlanta is and you know, when you talk about how Trae is going to fit into this when he comes back, I don't think that's the question. I think we have to look at this as Atlanta, the players who's there have an opportunity to see what we can do without Trae. I think it gives everybody clarity on their roles, how to play together, off the ball. But when Trae come back, they're going to have to figure out what that challenge between a superstar coming back and a team who's relying on their superstar being out and have to make those adjustments. I believe it can work. I believe Trae is going to have to step up and put that hat on and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do in order to keep this going. But I do see an opportunity of Trae coming back, or a scenario of Trae coming back and really buying in to what everybody is doing. They have to buy into Trae, too, so it's a two-way streak here.
It could be one of the good things that happens. Remember, we were all waiting this offseason. The Atlanta Hawks go out, put a lot of pieces around Trae and trying to see how he would react and respond. Now they've built something and see how he fits in. But speaking of somebody coming back, Paul George coming back against the Clippers, and what that could mean.
And yeah, it could mean a lot. And I wanted to give some love to the Sixers and Tyrese Maxey for playing lights-out basketball. Dare we say he is the franchise player and the go-to guy right now? He's playing like it. Yeah. He's up there with some of the best in the league. So for Paul George, I think that's the same thing. He just takes his time and fits in first until he gets himself acclimated.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our state of the East. You did good, Scal. Not too much on my mans.
It was good.
Not
too much on New York.
Not too much. He did. I thought he was going to go hard.
I had him ready, Melo.
I know he had.
What's the one stat?
The Knicks haven't won a road game yet. I got that down. 0-3. 0-3.
So I knew it. I knew it was in there.